Good evening. Welcome to my show. Watch it freely and of your own will. I am your humbled host, Count Vigostein. After walking the earth for centuries, mastering the dark secrets of magic and science, I have come to appreciate the macabre of this holiday you call Halloween. The celebration of the disfigured pumpkin, the human skeletons that were stripped of their flesh, and more importantly, the fascination with monsters. Films love to depict these creatures in many different ways, but there is always that one film that has the definitive portrayal. For those afflicted with the curse of the werewolf, there is no better choice than the 1941 film, The Wolfman. The film stars Lon Chaney Jr. as Larry Talbot, who returns to his hometown to help his father, Sir John Talbot, run the family estate. Once there, Larry is smitten by the beautiful Gwen Conliffe, who helps her father run an antique shop. She and her friend agree to go on a midnight stroll with Larry to a gypsy camp, while telling him about the legend of the werewolf through a poem that everyone in this town seems to know about. Even a man who is pure in heart and says his prayers by night may become a wolf when the wolfbane blooms and the autumn moon is bright. Larry and Gwen leave young Jenny to have her fortune read by the gypsy Bela, played by Bela Lugosi. Coincidence? And it turns out he is a werewolf. He wants her to leave, but it is too late, and Bela kills her. Larry hears Jenny's cries and kills the werewolf with a silver cane, but is bitten in the process. The next day, Larry is told by the police that next to the body of Jenny was the body of the gypsy, not a wolf. It doesn't help Larry's case that the bite mark he received has miraculously healed. So Larry begins to panic and is warned by the gypsy woman Maliva that he will now become a werewolf. Sure enough, he does, and begins to terrorize the community at night, killing people and tearing up their throats. The Wolfman is one of the more popular of the Universal monsters for a good number of reasons. The obvious one would be because of Lon Chaney Jr., who plays Larry Talbot. Chaney evokes an aura of tragedy on par with any Shakespeare character. He's charming, likable, but faces strong inner demons. He knows that no one is safe around him as long as he lives, and the saddest fact of all is that the ones he is trying to protect do not believe him. There's also the atmosphere of the film, which is made up of both a foggy town and a foggy forest. There's even the Grand Talbot Castle. Seriously, every Universal film needs at least some kind of castle or lab or mansion. The makeup by Jack Pierce is also a splendid sight to see. It is by far one of his best. Though you don't see as clear of a transformation as you do in the sequels which feature the character, the early stages are there. For the transformation scenes, Chaney would have to sit perfectly still as the makeup was gradually applied to him, with the process taking hours to complete. Even though the ordeal was long, the results were startling to see in the finished project. But, in this humbled reviewer's opinion, the strength of the film lies in the relationship between Larry Talbot and his father, who is played by Claude Rains, a very skilled and under-recognized actor. Larry returns home only after the passing of his brother, and is now supposed to take up his father's position. After the attack, Larry becomes distraught, and John Talbot doesn't want the police and doctors to look into his son's obvious trauma, possibly fearing what the community will think. Despite the warnings of the doctor, Talbot believes that the best place for Larry to be is at home, and not in a hospital. It comes to the point where John Talbot has to strap poor Larry into a chair in order to force him to realize that he is not a werewolf. Knowing he will escape and that his father is going out in search of the beast, Larry forces his father to take the silver cane, knowing full well the outcome. Once the ending comes and John Talbot kills the Wolfman, who is revealed to be Larry, the realization upon John Talbot's face is all too clear. He has failed his son. It is one of the more depressing of the Universal monster films for this element alone. But that's so stupid. Let's remake the film and make John Talbot an insane werewolf monster villain, just so we can have both a villain and a cool werewolf fight. I do not believe I need to say more about why this is an excellent entry into Universal's cycle of monster films. With a haunting setting, startling makeup, and very good characters, the Wolfman triumphs as one of Universal's best. But we are far from over, my children. Halloween has just begun. Ooh, more wine, just like it just magically appeared. That's wonderful. So, let us raise our glasses and toast to a new world of gods and monsters.